Alright, so I'm trying to get an idea of what display might fit in here. So it's a little over 2 inches. And it's 1 inch high. Or, that's what I like about this thing. It's 5.5 centimeters long. Or maybe 55 millimeters. And 2.5 centimeters tall. 2.5 by 5.5. They want a display that will fit in there. Sometimes they measure the displays, diagonally, but they tell you the dimensions of the entire board. So, only problem is a lot of the ones I see that are that shape are like a 2-row display, and I don't know if that would work with the DDS VFO software. Like I know it will, but I don't know if I have the capability of figuring out how to make it work. I think I can, but I don't know. And this, I'm starting to get nickeled and dimed with everything because it's $5 for this, $5 for that, $5 for this, and it's cool. I'm learning stuff, but like if somebody else was going to do this for like one of the other types of radios, you could just go buy the entire thing from Troy Radio, the DDS VFO kit. You could buy everything and stick it in, Cobra 148 or something like that. And I'm not exactly sure. I have to ask Kevin how they do it, but I think that you pay for it and then they invoice you for shipping based on your location. They send you an invoice and you pay the shipping. So you pay like $95 plus tax or something like that for the full kit. And they don't show you what it's going to look like, but from what I understand, it's going to be a board with everything on it and the wires and everything you need and the encoder and all that stuff. I've seen some really weird installations on the Cobras where they like unsolder a ton of stuff out of the radio and then solder the new stuff into the radio, which I don't like. It looks clean, but I don't like it because I like to be able to just disable what I don't need in the radio. That way it can always be easily put back to normal. But anyway, for about $100-something, you'll have the really good software on it that will allow you to do all those neat little things. But at the end of the day, I don't really think there's a lot of value in it because you're not learning anything. And it's I don't know, it just depends. If you're going to pay to have somebody fix your radio, you're one of those kind of guys, then maybe it might be worth it. But if you're going to pay to have it put in your radio, they charge like $90 an hour, and they're pretty much they're the only ones that are really doing that, and you could have somebody else do it for you, but it might not be worth it. So there's a bunch of different options out there, but anyway, I'm just playing around, fiddling around with stuff. But like I said, it's starting to add up to where like I order $5 worth of stuff every day, and sometimes more, and I've been doing this for a couple of weeks. So I would say I'm over $100 into it, maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Well, I just ordered some of these strips. They were like $6 for like 22 different strips, so you can break them up. And because I'm not soldering these nanos into the board unless it's something where it requires me to do that. And since I'm still in the prototyping stage, I don't want to solder those into the board. Okay. They're only going to handle being soldered and unsoldered so many times. Like, one of the CB radios that I was working on, I unsoldered the VCO so many damn times. And I'm using a desoldering station, and it still screwed up the traces after a while. So, and a lot of this cheap Chinese stuff is going to be even less forgiving. So, that's an old 70s Japanese made circuit board, and it didn't like it. So if everything can just be plugged in and you use these headers, you know. But so I'm just trying to do the math. I've got like $7 for this, $7 for a bunch of circuit boards, $6 or $7 for some encoders, $6 or $7 for some synthesizers. Let's see, $6 or $7 for the what do you call it? There's one other thing, I can't think of what it is. We got about 5 times 6 was about $30. So actually, I don't know, maybe we're not that bad off. I'll have to put up a list, but so you could go buy the Arduino, this guy, already ready to go from Troy Radio, and then just put together the rest of your kit. And you can buy this already programmed for $35. Honestly, that might be the ticket to get you interested in just kind of trying to do this yourself, because if you're like me and you've never messed with one of these before, it's pretty intimidating, and you might want to just get your feet wet by putting one together that's already ready to go, and then say, oh, I want to try to do my own. I want to try to, figure out how to program one, figure out how to change the program language. So anyway, enough out of me. We're just trying to figure out what to do about this possible display. I want to maximize this so it looks as cool as possible. And putting a little tiny display like that in there, I don't think is doing it justice. I can print something, I can cut something, I can, there's a bunch of different things I can do. It may be easier just to go that route and just put a board behind it that's cut out perfectly. I don't know. I'll have to take a look and see what's on printables and Thingiverse and see if maybe there's something I want to print that might fit that for ease of use. So I'll catch you guys later.